takes me by surprise. And yet, it happens a lot these days. Sometimes it's when I'm walking past the mirror in my bathroom and I just catch a reflection of myself. Sometimes it's the way that I laugh. Other times it's the way that I find I'm talking to myself like she used to. When she was trying to figure out what time to put the biscuits in the oven or make the gravy or mash the potatoes so that we could all sit down to a hot Thanksgiving dinner. Sometimes it causes me to just stop dead in my tracks. And I feel like I'm having a moment of deja vu. And then I realize I'm getting a glimpse backwards at my mom and my life as I was growing up. When that happens, I stop and I laugh to myself and I think, it's finally happened. I have turned into my mother. I love my mother, don't get me wrong. But sometimes I cringe when I think back to how predictable she could be. Like when I would sit and pour my heart out to her about a boyfriend or a friendship or a tough career decision I was facing. I'd be waiting for her words of wisdom to come at the end of our talk. And she would sigh and she'd say, I don't know what to tell you. You'll muddle through. Lately, I'm noticing it more and more. My need to get really close to the window, put my glasses on, and get near some more light when I want to thread a needle. Or the way that I say things like, why do they make this print so small? It's too dark in here. How can you read? And then the way that she used to hold the menu like way out here to read what was on it, I do that too. And when she used to do that, I used to always think, what is she doing? Why does she do that? Moms, they really don't get nearly enough credit for what they do. They wake you up early so that you can be to school on time. Wake up, honey! It's another beautiful day! That's what my son does. He goes, and then they study 100 ways to turn a pound of hamburger into dinner in a crock pot. Mom, what's for dinner? Taco soup! Having two teenagers of my own, I've finally come to realize all that my mom did for me. And I also know that you have to be just a little bit crazy to get through that stage of life. My sisters and I would be sitting in the living room, and Mom would come in and she would ask us to do something. Nobody answered. So she'd walk over to the wall. She'd go, Wall, are you listening? Because nobody else is. That's my daughter's favorite when I do that. Every time I see my mom, it's evident to me that time is not standing still for her. In fact, it seems to be traveling at warp speed. Where she once would jump up to help me do my laundry or wash the dishes when she came to visit, now she graciously accepts my offer to just sit and keep me company while I do those things. And while she's still known for never letting a birthday go by without making that someone special a birthday cake, she's a little bit more tired after the task than she used to be. Mothers do work so tirelessly for almost no recognition. They know by heart the tiniest of details, like who wants ketchup on their hot dog and who wants mustard. They know who needs a hug and who needs to be left alone when they're dealing with a disappointment or a letdown. They also remember all your first breaks, your first broken bone, your first breakout, and your first heartbreak. They're always glad to see you, and they always hate to see you go. My mom's going to be 78 next week. And sadly, she does not think that her life has amounted to much. If I were to try to quantify her life, I would count all the diapers that she's changed, all the meals that she's prepared, all the tears that she's wiped, all of the parent-teacher conferences she's attended, all the miles she's driven, all the hours of sleep that she's lost worrying about her 4 daughters. I'd count how many cakes she's baked, how many cupcakes she's frosted. And only God knows how many smiles she has brought to the faces of so many others. So on the days when I throw in the towel on motherhood and run away to where there are no loads of laundry to be folded or dishes to be washed, I instead stand in front of the bathroom mirror and look into the eyes staring back at me. And I see the mom who made me into the mom that